don't really like how this one turned out, but this made me realize that doing this design on a curved surface is way more tough than it seems. And sticking these mirrors as well. They just don't stay in their place too long. I created these two pots as well. I just painted on them. I'm gonna plant snake plants in these. And after that, this one. I use clay for these lines, and I still need more practice. And then this. I actually like this one, but I still need to work on how I make these lines using clay. But all over, I like how this one turned out. It's pretty. And lastly, this one might be my favorite. Still, the lines need more work. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this one right now, but I really like it. I tried to make some candles. Let me show you each one separately. First, this one. I just painted it with gold paint, and that's it. And then I messed up this one. See? And then this one. I tried different ways and different designs to make each one, and I like how all of these turned out. But after I was done making these designs, I figured I didn't have enough wear. I used small mirrors on the red and big ones on white. I was trying to see which ones would look better, and it is the white one. I like the white ones more. I don't like how this one's turned out. Then I tried making one without using mirror, but two colors. This one's pretty actually, if you remove the upper part. I don't like this one too much. The golden dots over here. And then this one. And then another one. In this one I used only mirrors, but in this I used mirrors as well as rhinestones. I tried to fill this one more and tried to keep it a little subtle in this one. I like both of these. To be honest, I really enjoyed making these, even though I couldn't turn them into candles, but I used them as candle holders. And this one. Now, on to the mandalas. First one. For the guidelines in this, what I did was, first I marked it on the MDF board using a pencil, and then used a compass to scratch those lines so that when I paint, I can see them. But turns out it made the surface a little rough, and then I had difficulty drawing these designs over here. But by that time, I already did these kinds of guidelines on 3 of these. You see, these two seem kind of similar. I didn't intend them to be similar, but I didn't have much variety of paints at the time. And then comes this one. This is peacock themed. But the problem with this one is that the paint is too dark to be seen on the black paint. And I hope I can make this exact thing on different background and it would look pretty, because it may not seem on camera, but when I see it, it looks really pretty, especially when paired with, grouped with these two. I like these. These are my very first mirror mandalas I made on this channel, and also one of my first videos. And this one. With this one, I just brought out 3 paints: magenta, red and orange. But later on I added pink and white and gold. And just went with the flow, and I actually like how this one's turned out. And it is one of the most viewed videos on my channel. See how pretty it is. It is simple, but it is amazing. And this one. This is my very first time using a grey background, and I didn't have these shades with me, so I mixed some paint together to make these shades. And this half of the page of the board, I wasn't going to do this. I was going to make a butterfly using the same shades that I used to create the design over this side. But since it didn't work out, I thought, what if I write my surname over here and use it as a nameplate? But the gold paint didn't really set too well over this, and it is too wobbly. So all over I like this idea, but I want the finishing to be a lot better than what it is in this one. And while I was doing this, I was left with quite much paint, and I didn't want it to go to a waste, so I made these. I use these coasters in my room, and these are very simple, but at least the paint didn't go to waste. So on to the next one. This one. I wanted to do only rainbow colors, but then I added few more. This is not my favorite one, but I like how the idea came together in this one. In this one I used a white pen to draw this.
Was that because I don't know what I was doing? I shouldn't have used the white pen.
Because it still has marks over here. Then comes this peacock. I used the dotting art over here and mandala art around it for the feathery look. The placement of these could have been better, but since it didn't turn out that good. And then this one. I use all pastels for the background. First I did the dotting art of different colors once I outlined the butterfly, and then use soft pastels to go over them to create like a gradient effect in this. First I was going to use gold paint for these silver markings on the outer side of its feathers, but then I used silver paint and it turned out good. And for this one I got the dotting tools, the mandala tools, when I really didn't know that I could use them to make mandala art. This one. This is really simple. Just clay, just using clay to make the white lines and mirror become everything white. It is quite simple yet really pretty and nice. though I have to work on the lines. And then this one. I actually made this to go with this. I was like, I made a blue one, what if I made a red one? But then as I was doing this, I forgot what I was doing, and the result is a little different, but this one's way better than this one. I like this one better. And here, first I was going to use this pattern all over the board, but then I changed my mind, and if I put this pattern over here, this type of pattern all over the board, it will look even more complete and pretty. Maybe next time. For this one, I thought, what if I just use gold paint and mirrors? Actually, I wasn't going to put these mirrors or even these ones. I was just going to put golden design, mirror or line of mirror, then golden design, and then again mirror. But then I just went with the flow and added more mirrors here and there, and this is one of my favorites now. This one. For this one, I was like, what if I just used only mirror on a background? So I did that, and then turned out it was looking too plain and out of place. So I used gold paint to put designs here and there, and it turned out good. And with this one, I was like, what if I use golden background instead of golden highlights here and there? What if the whole background was golden? And then I made this. The gold isn't that bright, and on the video it even looks like a muddy color. And then, but I still wanted to do this, so I added the mirrors wherever I had to. And then again, it was looking too plain, so I used silver paint because I don't know which color I should be using. So I just went with silver, and this silver is a little dark, and this one's look good, better than when it was without those silver paints. And then comes this. I used clay for the first time when I was making this, and it turned out quite good in terms of design. As for the finishing touches, it could have been way better. I made 2 more of these along with this, but I gave them to someone. And this one's, I was like, what if I just used gold paint and nothing else? And though you can't see, but there are like very, not too, you can't notice them straight away, but there are like pencil lines here and there on this one, because by that time I couldn't find what everyone else uses for making the guidelines. But then I figured out they use charcoal pencil, and then I got myself charcoal pencil, and then it turned nice. And then I was like, what if I use different colors and don't use any of the mirror or anything? And then it turned out like this. Well, here the background is blue, here is pink, and then purple, and then green, and lavender, and then light yellow, then dark yellow, then magenta, and then gold. Overall, I like how this turned out, but the center part, it could have been way better. I always struggle with what I should be doing in the center, and when I can't figure that out, I just place a mirror in there. But I couldn't put a mirror, so I tried, and I messed up 2-3 times over this part only. But overall, it turned out good. But I hope to improve this part if I could again. And then I made this. The lines could be better, obviously. And as for this part, I use sketch pens, but I should have used paints. But to be honest, I like how this one turns out. If the paints could have been a little darker over this part, it would have been way better. So I might fix them in the future by using paint over here and there. But as for the outer design, as you see this, I like that. And now my favorite one, the absolute favorite, this one. Because after I made this, I was like, wouldn't it be even more prettier if I added mirrors to it? So I tried to make the exact same design on this one. But I was watching TV as I made the initial design with compass and a pencil. And I just went with the flow. And now the design is different. Like here's a circle, 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 and then this pointy thing, and then round, and then pointy. What I was supposed to do was round, 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 pointy, round, finish. So I actually like this one the most. First I wasn't going to add this golden highlights here and there, but then I figured that it looked a little too messed up. But then when I placed these golden dots here and there, it was like this subtle detail made the whole piece come together. This is my absolute favorite. Like the favorite, most favorite one till now. And then this one. Except for this part over here, I like how this one turned out. But I still can't figure out which type of pencil should I use on a white background, because I can't use the white charcoal pencil on this because I can't really be able to see the guidelines. So if you have any idea, please do tell me. But as for the design, it was nice. It was my first time using with this size. And to be honest, the size I'm comfortable with the most is this one. It's 12 inches diameter, and this is my absolute favorite size. Once I made this, and I was trying to make keychains, and I was like, I will put a theme and only use that to create it. For this I was like, I will only use green as my main color, and I don't like how this turned out. I hope to redo it someday. As for, I made more keychains and you can find them on my channel, but I gave them away because they were so pretty and I wanted to give them. And my absolute favorite one, I made this design for my sister's friends as well, and I made this for myself again, because this design is so far the best one when it comes to the keychains, and I hope to make more designs, to be honest, but this one's favorite, absolute favorite. And now I will put this aside to show you the bigger ones. First mandala I created in this size. To be honest, I did every single thing that I could I use the dots, and then dots on dots, and then a golden line, and then these flowery textures, and this pretty design with white paint. As a whole, I really like it, but I think this part is, it just seems out of place, to me at least. But when I place it as a decoration on the wall, it really comes out good. It looks really pretty. And second,
To make a mirror using this, so I ordered a mirror and then MDF board. And to be honest, I really like how this has turned out, and this is one of the main decorations that I have in the house. It is right in front of the main door as you open.
and for this I didn't want to take much risk, so I kept it simple, and I used the same design all over again and again. And I like how this turned out. Next time I think I'm gonna use a smaller mirror. This mirror is 18 inches and the board is 24 inches in diameter. So if I use a 15-inch mirror, I will have more space to create more design. So next time I'm gonna use a different way. And lastly, this is the latest one. I was like, I want to use more colors, but on a different background. So I kept the background gray and then used white charcoal pencil for the guidelines. And with white charcoal pencil, you can actually like erase it really easily. You just need a wet cloth or sanitizer and you can just rub it off. And once I was done doing the paint part, I varnished it, and after I varnished it, I noticed that there were some white spots like blurry parts on this mandala. So I left it for a day or two, and then all the whitishness that was there due to the varnish was gone. After that I added these mirrors, but as soon as I was done adding the mirrors, I saw that it looked really incomplete. So I thought, what if I add rhinestones? So on these white patterns, I decided that I will add rhinestones, and then I did it. And after that, I noticed that it still didn't look good. So I was like, what if I put rhinestones on all the golden dots? So I counted each and every golden dot and all the rhinestones that I had to see if I had enough. And after that, I noticed that I didn't have enough gold, neither did I have enough white ones. So I thought, what if I use them alternately, like golden, white, gold, white, gold, white, gold. And as I was doing this, I was around here that I decided that it may not look good. So I thought maybe I should remove a few of them. And while I was doing that, I again changed my mind and I was like, let me just complete it, and if I don't like it, I will remove them later on. But as you can see, I haven't removed them because I was actually quite very satisfied how it turned out. And these are also reason why I named this one Starry Flower, because of these strokes that look like flowers, and
Sparkly, sparkly, sparkle.
all of this made me name it Starry Flower.